It is time for 2025 planners. Hi everyone, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I hope you're all doing well. I have not filmed a video since August, I think, for a number of reasons. The biggest one being that we were getting ready to move, and then we did move and it was just crazy busy for a while, and some other stuff went on as well. Nothing bad, all good stuff that I'll fill you in on. But it's December 28th. And that means it's almost time for new planners. So I thought I would talk about my 2025 planner stack while I catch you guys up a little bit on what's been going on and where I've been and what I'm going to be doing in 2025. So this is my planner stack, but let's talk about what worked this year, what I used this year, what I'm changing for next year. This is my 2024 planner. Don't mind the dirt. It has just been in the clear cover for several months because it got so fluffy that my really pretty Naya papery cover, I have it here actually, this one was not able to close anymore, and it was starting to like stretch it out completely, and I didn't want it to get ruined. So I just took it out of the cover, and I had it in a little cheap cover for a while, but I ended up taking it out of that too because it was so chunky. And so it's just been on my desk since September in just the clear cover, which has worked fine. It is well loved. I have used this planner almost to the extent of what it can handle. So the biggest thing for 2024 is that I am finishing the year in the exact same planner I started the year in. I have used this the entire year. I've never used one planner for an entire year before. Most times I don't go more than a few months before I get bored and I want a change. And I actually did use it the whole year. There are a couple months I didn't plan. I didn't plan all the weeks in September and October because they were just so busy. And there are a couple daily pages that I didn't journal in, but overall, I did count recently, and assuming that I journal all the rest of the days of the year, which I intend to, I've got plans for those, I will have journaled 303 days out of 366 this year. So that's a total of like 83% of the days of the year that I journaled. I'm super proud of that. This is like a real chronicle of the year, and it ended up being like a pretty significant year for a lot of reasons. So I'm so glad that I have this chronicle to look back on. Mid-year, I did add one other planner, and that was a Stirling ink A6 vertical weekly. So it has tiny months in it, which I used a little bit with pen. I just did pen in this planner. Did most of the weeks. This is when I wasn't using this one. This was like my to-do list and my weekly plan, and then a whole bunch of note pages at the back that I've used mostly as like a shop planner, but also just as a daily, weekly plan when I needed just to see the week at a glance. It's compact. It's fits beautifully in this Naya papery cover. I love it. I will be incorporating another A6 into my lineup for 2025, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So here's what I learned this year. I love Tomoe River paper. In fact, I kind of never want any other kind of paper in my planners ever again. I love when planners get super chunky and full, which I did not think that I would love, but it has delighted me to see how chunky this one has gotten over the year. I didn't even tip in that much. I did some vellum. The rest of it is stickers, and then just using it sort of fluffs up the pages as well. But the fact that I had to stop using my cover because it got so thick is honestly, I was really happy about it. Living in one planner did work really well for me. So I'm not 100% sure why I'm changing that for 2025. I do know why. I'm just not 100% sure that it's going to work. We're going to have to figure that out together. This layout specifically did not end up being my absolute favorite layout because of things like this. So at the bottom of each page, there is this text, and most of it doesn't make a ton of sense because it's translated from Japanese. So it's fine. It's just that that's kind of a lot of space that you either have to cover, which creates a ridge at the bottom of the page, or it's just lost space. I think if this wasn't here, this would be like chef's kiss perfect. So what does that mean for 2024? It means that all of my planners are going to be Tomoe River paper. None of them are going to be Hobonichi, but they are all the same brand. So let's get into that. Okay, let's start with my catch-all planner. My catch-all for 2025 is going to be a Stirling ink common planner. It's an A5 vertical compact. So unlike the Hobonichi Cousin that has one page for every single day of the year, this one does not. It's got the monthly. If you haven't seen, you probably have seen these before, but if you haven't, we'll do a quick flip through. So you get your at a glance, some notes pages, goal setting pages, your yearly tracker here. You get a quarterly overview for each quarter. And then, it goes straight into the months. So it starts December of 2024 and it goes to, I think, January of 2026. And then it goes straight into weeklies. So it's a full year planner. So you get all of the weeks of the year. And then at the end, you get some grid pages. They're not dated. There aren't enough for the whole year. I think there are 119-ish, it's 120, I think, because it starts 1 here. 120 notes pages. So not enough for one per day, but that is fine for me because I'm not going to use this as my journal. What I'm going to use this for is the weekly spreads, probably the monthlies as well, but the weeklies for sure. This is the one that I will do plan with me's with. I don't always need a weekly planner or look at it throughout the week a ton once it's planned, but I do really love seeing the week laid out at the start of the week. So I think there is value in it. Plus I just like playing with stickers. So this is a good excuse to do it. It also, even though it will get fluffy because I'll be stickering it, because it doesn't have as many pages, it won't get nearly as fluffy as the Cousin, which means that I will be able to use it probably the whole year in this cover, which makes me very happy. By the way, if the lighting is super weird, it looks strange to me in the camera. I'm going to try to fix it in editing, but the reason is that we moved in September, end of August, and I still don't have a place set up for filming. I have a new desk ordered and on the way, which is going to make it a lot easier, but I don't have anything right now. So sorry if this looks like it was filmed on a potato in someone's basement. Us moving, incidentally, is the biggest reason that I haven't been filming. Plan with me's life just got crazy, packing and then unpacking and trying to get settled in, and then school started, and then in October I went to England pretty last minute. That's a whole story we'll get into another time. But yes, I think the new desk comes January 4th. May take us a few days to get it set up. Then hopefully I will be back to filming regularly. Okay, little tangent there. The notes pages, the undated ones in this planner, I'm going to use as kind of a reference notebook or a commonplace notebook. So information that I need to put somewhere because I know I'll need it again at some point, and I don't want random notes laying around. I want everything to be sort of in the same space. That's what I'm going to use this for. So it'll be here all year because I'm going to use this as my catch-all for the whole year. And I can just rifle through this when I need to find some information. So I am waiting on a Temu order that has a clear cover for this to come. So I'm hoping that'll be here before the new year, but it's the 28th, like I said, so I kind of doubt it. But I don't want to put it in the planner, in the like in the pretty cover, and get all the tabs and everything set up until I've got that plastic cover, because honestly, I don't really want to touch these planners that much until they're in plastic covers because I'm so clumsy. So we will just baby this until the Temu order gets here. Speaking of tabs, these are not the colors I think that I will use. I don't know actually for sure, but I am going to be using these Passion Planner tabs again. I have a whole bunch of these in different colors. I don't know yet which ones I'll be using, but they look like these if you haven't seen them before, and they are fantastic. They've held up the whole year and it's been great. So I'm going to use those again. I don't know if I'm going to do setup videos or if I'll just do the setup. It probably depends when they arrive. If it's before next weekend, I might. If not, I'll just go over my setup next video. Okay, next up is my daily planner, and this is going to be a Stirling ink. They're all Stirling ink except for one thing I'm going to show you, but it's for a different purpose. Stirling ink A6 horizontal full year. So it is quite a bit chunkier than the compact planner is, and I did that purposely because I want to use these pages, which do have enough for every day of the year, as my daily to-do list. So it is a horizontal. The beginning is the same as all the others. It's got the goal breakdown, the months, and then the weeks are horizontal. So I am planning to use these as probably mostly for work. So tasks that might need to be done on specific days. And then if I need to jot down information that's specific to something that week, I can do it on this page. And then those daily pages will be just my to-do list, a lot of scribble, that kind of thing. Probably no stickers, very few in here, because I don't want it to get too fluffy. I still have, I'll be using it with the Naya Papery A6 cover, and I don't want this one to get stretched out, but I'd like to use it for the full year. So probably just pen and highlighters and markers in here. And the to-do list will be both personal and work. Her planners have the two little dots here that you can use to split it right in half. I do that sometimes in my A6 currently. Sometimes it all just gets jumbled together, home and work, all of the things. So that is going to be my daily planner and to-do list. Okay, this is a very large planner. Dimension-wise, it is not very thick. I don't know if you can see that. This is a Stirling Ink B5 monthly booklet. So one of the things that Stirling Ink offers is these planners that have monthly pages in them. They have all the goal pages and stuff at the front, and then they have all of the months of the year, and then like 18 or 19 note pages at the back. So it's very basic. I am going to use this as my shop planner. So one thing I've never been good at is planning ahead for my shop. I don't run it full time anymore, so it doesn't, if I'm sporadic, it's okay, but I would still like to be a little bit more consistent within 2025 and actually plan things out. So B5 is enormous. It's not something I would use for like my catch-all because it takes up so much real estate on the desk. But I thought for shop plans, like just having the space to really jot things down in the monthly, more than one thing per day, whatever it might be, would be a good size for that. I have ordered a clear cover for this one as well, also coming from Temu. That's the only cover I'm going to use for this one. It doesn't need to be open all the time on my desk, but I do still want to keep it safe. So we will clear cover it, and then it should be good. It is, I don't know what the actual dimensions are, but it is basically 2 B6 planners. If you put a B6 planner here and one here, it would be the size of 2. So it's quite large, but I do like it. Probably won't sticker this one either. I doubt I'll make like monthly kits for this one. Unless, you tell me, are you using B5 planners this year? Does everybody want monthlies for these? These are huge pages. So I am planning to use them with things like these transparent dots that I have in my shop now, and other sort of clear stickers so I can mark dates, especially on this page. Where is it? So I can look ahead and know, you know, sales. Why have I lost all the words? Sales, different plans I have for the shop, etc. Releases, that's what I was looking for, etc. I will mark color code and mark them in here. I am hoping to set aside a day. I was hoping to do it before the end of the year, but if I can't do that, then I will set aside a day in the first couple weeks of January just to spend a day on my shop planning and getting things down so that I can really plan ahead and know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, so I've talked about my catch-all. I've talked about my daily planner, talked about my shop planner. One thing I haven't covered that was in this planner, because everything was in this planner for this year, is my journal. I went back and forth what to do about a journal for 2025, because on one hand, I like the structure of a dated daily, like in here. On the other hand, sometimes I don't have enough stuff going on in a day to fill a page per day, and would have liked undated pages to do just a weekly spread some weeks. And then sometimes I had way too much for just one day and I wanted to journal over multiple pages. So I was pretty sure that this one wasn't going to be my journal again. Then I went back and forth about whether or not I was artistic enough to just use a journal and make it really pretty versus more of a structured planner. I see everyone doing such pretty journal spreads in notebooks, and I'm very jealous of them. Mine don't ever really look like that. But I also didn't know if I could do decorative planning in this format either, and journaling, and it turns out that I can. So I think I can figure that out. And then the other thing was that as much as I love how chunky this got, from about May onwards, it was hard to write on the left side of the page because of how thick it was. So I felt like a good portion of the page ended up being on the curve when you open the book, and was not easy to write on. So I didn't think that I wanted to do a full year planner for my journal. Then I had to consider size. I had bought the A6 that I showed you earlier, the one that I added mid-year, mostly to see if it would be enough space for a daily journal. It is not. So then I was sort of left with A5 or B6, what to do. And then I saw someone, I think it was Julie's Plans, do a comparison between a plain B6 notebook and a Hobonichi Cousin daily page, and showed that the writing space on a plain B6 notebook is really not that different than the Cousin because of all the writing at the bottom. So I'll show you that in a second. My journal, at least to start the year, because it may not get me through the whole year, and that's okay, is a plain B6 notebook from Stirling ink. It is totally plain inside. It's just grid pages. And I think it has like 267 pages. So it's not enough for one page per day for the whole year, but it's totally fine. If I do a daily spread for every day of the year and I run out at day 267, I will just start a new notebook. I am totally fine with that this year. Chances are this is going to be enough, because there are some weeks that I will just do like a spread like this for the whole week and use 5 fewer pages than I would have in my Cousin. I think it will also give me the opportunity to put some things in my journal that I didn't really have a space for last year. So things like goals and trackers and books I want to read and movies I want to see, and things I hear of that I want to look up later can also be tracked in here. So I can do some pages at the front that are those kinds of pages, and then start the journaling a few pages in. So I'm excited about this. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but I think that this is a good size. It doesn't feel daunting like the A5 sometimes did, which is funny because, again, if you look at the because in Pages, it is basically the same amount of space that you have in here. You just don't have the writing at the bottom. So it's really not that different. This is kind of awkwardly laid out. I don't use the time stuff very much. It just became my to-do list. And sometimes it was weird to be mixing my to-do list and my journal. Like, it looked kind of strange. So I'm excited to try one that's just a journal and will force me to be a little bit more creative. I have a clear cover coming for this one. I also have a new cover from Naya Papery coming. I'm gonna say that's probably 3 to 4 weeks out, but this one will be in a pretty leather cover at some point. Okay, this last one is not really a part of my planner stack, but I'm still planning to use it most days, so I thought I'd mention it here. This is a B6 I bought it, I think, at the end of 2023, and I used it to make notes about a few devotionals I had done with some friends. So I added vellum for the name of the devotional and stuff. I did a couple, and then I stopped using it because we were using an app to do the devotionals together, and there were notes, like a notes section in there. So I was just using that. And I also didn't keep up with the multi-day devotionals all throughout the year. This year, I do want to use something for faith journaling that's separate from my other journals. And I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it doable and easy for not easy, but doable for myself by reading a daily devotional that I first read years ago. I think it was the first one that I ever read. I did not write this, read. It's a very popular one. You might have heard of it because I loved it. And if you miss a day here and there, it's easy to go back and catch up, or you can just skip ahead and not really miss anything because it doesn't build on itself every day. So I have this as an ebook on my phone and my iPad and all of that, but I thought that it might prompt me to read it regularly and journal about it if I had it in hardcover on my desk where I can see it every day. So it was on sale, so I picked it up last week, and it starts January 1st, so I'm excited. You could actually start this any day. It's one of those ones where no matter what day you open it, you feel like you've read the exact thing you needed to read that day. So that is that. I will say I don't love this planner or notebook. It is Tomoe River paper, so that's great, but it is very, very different paper than the Hobonichi or the Stirling ink planners. It's kind of scratchy. It's got some like texture to it, and for some reason it really tires my hand out to write on it. But for the devotional that I'm going to be doing, I don't think that it's going to matter that much. I'm not going to be doing that much journaling. And I did start it, and I don't want to just not use the rest of the notebook. So I'm going to use it. I'll probably put some more vellum in here. So I'll do some tip-ins. I don't know that I'll sticker this up, maybe on a random day if I find one that I like. Yeah, but this will be mostly pen and highlighter. So technically, I guess in my lineup, just it's the only one that's a different brand. It has a clear cover on it. I probably will not add another cover. I think this one will be fine just sitting on my desk with the book. So these are my 2025 planners. A6 for daily planning, B6 notebook for journaling, A5 compact vertical for catch-all and a reference notebook, and then the B5 monthly booklet they're all from Stirling Ink. It's for my shop planner. So that's it for me in 2025. The question will be, what will I do if it turns out that being in multiple planners isn't working for me? Then I will just go back to one. I don't know if it'll be the A5, the A6, which one it'll be, but I will figure that out. If I end up journaling in this one or this one, and that's how it best works out, then that's great. I am going to try to do these, sort of separately, but I'm also not going to put a ton of pressure on myself, because having one for everything, to-do list, journaling, planning, all that stuff did work really well because I was in it every single day. And when we moved and I wasn't in my planner for a few weeks, for to-do list, I journaled less as well. So I want to make sure that I am using this, but I will modify as necessary as the year goes on, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. So that's it for today. I will be back soon with the first plan with me in this planner because it is time. It's the 28th and this starts on the 30th. So that will not be far off. And then I will be back with hopefully regular videos as soon as my new desk is here and I can set up my light again. All right, I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future content. Tell me down in the comments what planner or planners you are using this year, and I will see you all again soon. Bye, friends.